Hey everybody, this is DJ Charlie. I just wanted to do a quick tutorial / demonstration video for this live video production program called VMix. This particular version of VMix that I am using for this video is VMix Basic SD or Standard Definition. This is a free version of VMix. This is the only free version currently of VMix that anybody can get a hold of, and the maximum output resolution that you have available to you is basically 480p. And of course, the version I use professionally is the VMix Basic HD or High Definition, which the maximum resolution is 1080p or 1920 by 1080. In any version of VMix, you can, of course, set your aspect ratio output to either 4:3 or 16:9. Of course, I have mine at 16:9. That is now the industry standard. The basic HD version is less than $100, by the way, but the VMix Basic Standard Definition is absolutely free. Anybody can use it, and that's why I'm using the Standard Definition free version of VMix for this demonstration, because everything I'm about to show you is available to you in this version. So real quick, let's just get started with uploading some files. Okay, so I've got 3 videos here I'm going to start with. So something to note about the basic versions, both standard definition and high definition versions of this program, but the basic version of VMix. The main thing with this program compared to all the step ups is you're limited to 4 input channels. What that means is down here, I call this area the board. That's just my personal terminology. But anything that is considered an input would be video files, audio files, photos, slideshows, pretty much any kind of file type. So I could add one more file type in here, and then that's all I'm allowed to have on this board at one given time. The only time I would think that I can think of that you might need more than just those 4 inputs at one time on the board is if you're doing like a EDM show or a concert where you're doing video in the background and you're constantly switching between video loops or video clips and image overlays and all that kind of stuff. That might be the only time I can think of that you might want to utilize that. However, for basic use for especially events, conventions, opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies, weddings, I even use this program myself for doing concerts and EDM shows. It just takes a little bit more effort to switch between files if I want to switch them out. But I'll demonstrate how you could do that as well. Let me give you a basic tutorial of the screen real quick. So on the left side here, this is your queue up. This is not what is being played on your projection screen. This is what you are getting ready to play, what you're getting ready to transition to. So depending on what you have selected is what will show up here. And down here on both sides you can see a track basically that shows where you are in the video. You can restart it and it'll restart to 000. Your play, pause button. And same thing on this side. And this side over here is your live video feed. So what you would be seeing on the projector or your video screen that you're projecting to, this is what you're seeing live. You might notice, so let's say you got your projector hooked up to your computer. You've got your display set to, let's say extend. That's what I normally do. You're just seeing the normal background of your computer, maybe some icons and such, but you're not seeing this. Well, this button up here, the full screen button, is not highlighted. So if you just simply click the full screen button, then it immediately will send your video feed to that projector, and now you should be seeing what is in this box on your video screen. Down here is your transitions. So quick play automatically switches it over. It just automatically quickly fades it over. Then you also have cut, which just immediately switches it, no transition whatsoever. It just immediately transitions over. And then these three down here, you have selectable transitions, and you can see this whole list of different transition types that you can select from, and you can have up to 3 different ones on the board ready to go at any given time. So, you know, this is fade. It's just a crossfade. And then you also have, Stinger's kind of the same thing. You can kind of see a little bit of a difference. But let's say cube, you know, does this number wipes it to the left. Very simplistic, very easy to use. And one other neat feature with each individual block here, this is not per transition type, this is per box between these 3 boxes. You can set your transition time. So let's say I want this one to go, let's say I want this one to go longer. Okay, so 4,000 milliseconds as opposed to the standard 1,000. That's the default, I believe. So you can see it runs longer. And you can also notice it automatically transitions and crossfades your audio between the 2 tracks depending upon your duration for the transition. Now this box right here, FTB, stands for fade to black. So literally, it won't show it on your video feed. I kind of wish they would have done that, but actually it is helpful in some cases to see what is basically behind the curtain, I guess you could say. So if you want to cue something up, get something ready to go live, but you want the screen to be black, if this is flashing, this means that your projection screen is completely black. So you're not seeing what is up here, but just simply click it and it will bring up, fade up the image that you have over here. And then here you have a manual cue point here. You can mix them. You can do some neat stuff with it. So that's your basic operation for queuing up videos and transitioning between them. But let's get into a little bit more of the features that you have available to you that you might want to use and utilize. This is your audio mixer. Basically, you have your master output. You can see your master output up here for the video that's playing. Let me run that back, or just click restart. So you can see this is your audio track for that video, and this is what is going to your master. This is your meters for your master, just like a standard mixer. Now let's say that you do not want to be playing audio for a video. You can click that and it'll disable the audio, or you can come over here below your video box, your input box, and you see how the audio is highlighted. You can click it, and you can see that the meter is grayed out, and you have absolutely nothing going to your master. With that in mind, something you can do is, so let's say I want this video to be quiet while it's playing, but I want to overlay an audio track or audio from a different video on top of it. You can come over here and highlight the audio button underneath the track or input that you want the audio to play. And you can play the play button here, or you can have it queued up. You don't have to have it queued up to play the audio, but if you want to, you can queue it up here and make sure the audio is highlighted, and then you can see where you are in the track and restart it and play it and pause it, of course, as well as here you have a play and pause button as well. And of course you can see that the audio from the original video is grayed out, which means it's not being played, but you have the audio from this input playing, which is going to your master. Let's say you're doing video for a behind a DJ or something during dances or during the concert or whatever have you. But let's say you have you have a video clip or audio clip, really, or any input basically that you want to have on a continuous loop. This is one I made for my alternate DJ alias Cyborgs. This is just a 9-second video that I designed to be on a constant loop. So right now, if I were to let's fade it over. So if right now, if I were to play this, after 9 seconds, it will just simply stop. But, restart it. Right over here, underneath your input box, once again, if you click this loop button, you can see it's highlighted now. Now if I play it, after 9 seconds, it'll just automatically start from the very beginning and play nonstop. And you can see it is completely seamless because I designed that particular video to be that way. So if you want a audio file, slideshow, or video of any kind to constantly play non-stop until you transition out of it, just click the loop button underneath it and it will never stop. Now I'm going to keep that running because I want to show something else you can do. Now let's say I want to add a logo. Let me come into my logos here. So again, just drag and drop it into your box and it's in there. Now this is a transparent image, but it just is over a black background so you can see it. So let's say if I want this image to overlay my video that's being played. Well, again, one of your limitations for your basic version of VMix is you can have only 4 inputs, but you can only have 1 output. In the upper levels of VMix, you can actually have independent outputs if you have a video card that can support multiple outputs. So you can send different images to different outputs at one time. This, you can only have 1 output, which is, again, for normal use is pretty basic. So down here are your number of outputs that you have available to you. You can see 2, 3, and 4 are grayed out because, once again, in the basic version, you only have 1 output available to you. So let's say you want to overlay this image over your live video. Just simply click the 1, and it'll overlay the image over whatever video you're playing, and it will stay there even if you change videos. If you wish to have an image overlaid, or even a transparent video if you have them, or effect, you know, whatever the case may be, if you wish to overlay it on a constant frame, if you wish to overlay it consistently over multiple video changes, it'll stay there until you click the 1 again and take it off. And of course, you can also use this as just a standard photo as well, but it's just going to be over black. If you need to get rid of one of your inputs to swap it out for another one, or if you're done using that input file, just click the close button beneath the input box, at the bottom of the input box. So let's say we want this on the screen as people are entering in, or as they exit, for opening or closing ceremonies, or you want it to display something on the video screen behind speakers in between videos, or whatever the case may be. You can simply drag and drop a photo again in there, and you can use that. So let's say if you have a video playing, and you're nearing the end of the video, and you have nothing to go after it, just simply click your transition type, and the photo will be up there and will be projected until you transition into another video. And of course, the whole time that you have something here, you can queue up the next thing you need. So I think this basically covers your basic operation for the VMix program, at least especially for the basic version. There are more options that you can get into. There's tons more stuff you can do. You can adjust, crop, the coloration of video and photos, your positioning. You can zoom it in, you can zoom it out, make it smaller, make it bigger. There's tons of stuff that you can do. I think this is something that you can literally just kind of look into yourself and kind of get the feeling for. So something else that you also can do as an input, and I'm not going to demonstrate this right now, but you can actually add a camera, whether it be via capture card, webcam, whatever the case may be. But if you have a camera, you can actually add that as an input as well, and you can transition it as a output as well. But yeah, there's tons of different options, but I'm going to leave that up to your exploration because they're pretty self-explanatory. But this is the basic operation of VMix. It's very, very simplistic. Again, very inexpensive, especially for the standard definition version, which is 480p output, because it's free. And the HD version, which is 1080p full HD, is less than $100. And for what you get for the professionalism, in my opinion, is very well worth the money. It works very well. It's been very reliable for me personally so far on a professional level. So yeah, but if you have any questions concerning this program, feel free to contact me directly, leave a comment below, and I'll be sure to get back with you as soon as possible. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this tutorial / demonstration video of VMix Basic Standard Definition version. Thanks for watching.